China factor. Okay, that is the top end what we could do in the COVID, taking advantage. So this will be true for many cases. So other industries also can take cue from this kind of opportunities, which will be, where this anti-China factor can play out to our advantage. So here I'm told that there are new people who are planning to come into this rubber industry, or at least considering maybe choosing rubber industry as a potential way of starting a new business. So for them, I should tell about another story of us, where my company, how it started off. My father was a first generation businessman. His father was a school teacher. So as a young engineer, and he was an electronics and telecommunication engineer. So that time he didn't have any opportunities to. There was no opportunity in Kerala. So the opportunity, if you want to pursue his career in electronics, he has to either leave Kerala and go out, work in big cities or in out of India. Kerala. So somebody gave him this idea about natural rubber, because natural rubber is grown plenty in our backyards. So I also understand there are people from Northeast in this seminar. So for them also, you see, you also have natural rubber in your backyard. So my father also thought, somebody gave him this idea about, why don't you start a rubber industry? Rubber industry, rather than to start industries. He started his career by making rubber chappals or the flip flop. So that was the starting, where he started with rubber flip flops. Then after some time, he thought little more technical item. So he got into rethread for tires, not full tire, but sometimes even now, when the tire gets worn out, what you do is you grind it off put a new set of rubber onto that. It is called rethreading. So he got into that. So he did it for some more time, another 2 years, and he did that. Then he thought, there is more opportunities. He was seeing in the market, because technical rubber products like an O-ring or bushers for aerospace, whatever. In that time, it was all in Kerala. Whatever industry was there, it was all being bought from states or other countries. They were importing stuff. So he started actually then diversifying into more technical rubber products like O-rings and all. A tractor company called Camco Trillers and Tractors. So we started making smaller components for them, solid tires, small O-rings, bushers. Then there was an opportunity which came our way from Vikram Sarabhai's patent. All must be about that institution, our great ISRO. So there is a branch in major facility called VSSC in Trivandrum, which is in Kerala. So they were looking out for entrepreneurs who could make import substitute components for them. Russian major partner, technology partner at that time. Even now, he started making small. And then graduated into making bigger items, metal to rubber bonded items, like that. Then 2-3 years passed, we got an opportunity to develop something which nobody has ever done. That is to make some we can call it as a flexible. imported in Europe and just eating it. Finally, our company has so mostly for our 4 years. After that, we can do that we could which we can do. So that was a big thing for our Moreno. Things can be done. So even when we were making chappals, we had my father. He had a thing that whatever you do, you should do it with passion and full confidence. Then and try to do it the best. So that is the thing what took him to this next level of trying to make a component for the aerospace. So now I can proudly tell, our GSLV rockets, PSLV rockets are all fitted with our without our components, none of these launch vehicles can fly. So that is one component. Now we are into different components in that launch vehicle altogether. Some hundreds of components we are making, but that was the main starting, making the special flex seals for that, and also taking cue from aerospace, even our missile industry in Hyderabad, Abdul Kalam Center for the Missiles. We also work very closely with them, and there also these seals are required to give direction for our missiles. We Akash and a different kind of missiles. So now we almost cater to 21 different types of missiles, ballistic missiles, and intercontinental missiles. These are all fitted with our components. So what I'm trying to do tell you is that as new entrepreneurs who are trying, always have an opportunity for countries, in the third world countries, because America, Europe, and all, people are trying to diversify in different fields, and they don't want to do this hard work. Rubber is not easy. It is dirty. When you mix rubber, you get carbon and other thing. It is not like working in a software company where you can sit in an air conditioned room. Here, it's a lot of work and a lot of dirt. So Americans and other people, they want to move out of this industry. We will always have this industry. Suppose if you start an industry and if you maintain it, that opportunity will not die away even with the COVID or any other pandemic like this. It will always stay. Nobody from you. So it has a very long run effect. Even if you want to run this industry for the next 50 years, I see that it will be there. It is not an industry that is going to die out. So that is one advantage why you should get into rubber, because it is tough and many people does not want to do the tougher things. So that is one positive of this rubber industry. Another thing is that investment level, what is required for starting a, here I am talking about dry rubber, means molded goods, there is latex, which is in a fluid rubber, the liquid rubber, and dry rubber means you mix the compound, you compress it, and mainly there are 2-3 kind of compression molding, transfer molding, and injection molding. So basically whenever in industry you are starting, compression molding is the best method, for the starting, that is the easiest, and the threshold or the entry level expenditure for starting a unit can be as low as 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs. You can start with a single hydraulic press. It can be hydraulic, can even be a hand hydraulic. I think later stage you can get more information on that if somebody is interested. So I'm telling you, you can start a full industry as low as 10 lakh rupees also, where you can start making these things. You should see rubber is used everywhere, right? From rockets to aircraft tires to to even I had some points. You take an example of that is something which I've seen in nearby small companies who are having one machine, two machine in our area. They make components for the flush tank. Everybody has bathrooms and there are flushes and there are small rubber gaskets, and these has to be changed once in a year, like that. And the demand is huge. So in your area, if there is 10 lakh homes, they need installed in it. You can supply local area these small stuff, that tank accessories. The other one is everybody uses a mixie or a mixer grinder, and those has in a small components in rubber, and these also has to be removed in once in a year, twice in a year, those kind of frequencies. And how many mixies you have? Everybody has a mixie nowadays. So these things, so lakhs and lakhs of pieces of these things are there, and this can be made. It's a you can actually components. So in your area, if you establish it, you can have a captive market. Maybe a radius in your district, there will be requirement of pieces of these small rubber bushes. So you can start making those and supply. Maybe currently it is coming from a different state. So you will have the advantage if you make it locally. You can be very easily accessible to the these markets, and you can supply at lower cost. So that will help you to create that kind of market. Then there's pipe joints, some pipes and all. When it joins, there is a gasket. So that is required on each and every stage. So first of all, then you have to level, you want to be an entrepreneur. So these are the easy, long hanging fruits where the entry level is very easy, but the price levels are also low. Then if you want to go a little more sophisticated, that I would suggest you only after you do these kind of things for 6 months, 1 year, get a feel of it, then you can actually graduate into the industrial rubber components. Industrial rubber components in the sense, there are several industries like mining industry, maybe automotive industry, there is oil and gas industry. Be technically specified. If you cannot just give any kind of bushes to them, so they will specify, okay, I want an NBR o-ring with compression set this much, tensile this much, elongation this much. So they will give a specification. You have to manufacture these components to those specifications. So once you reach that kind of expertise after doing this basic stuff, you can actually try the industrial rubber products. That will be step number 2, how you can grow your business. And even in that, when you do it for year, 2 year, and if opportunity come, you can actually then go into the higher level. That is more sophisticated critical components, especially aerospace, defense, again, oil and gas. Oil and gas is also considered as a specialty industry because rubber components which you supply for example, a drilling industry, they can be blowouts. The oil well can blow out and create big catastrophe. So that is also very expensive. They will think 10 times before buying stuff from you, unless you build that credibility in the market. So these are the 3 levels I will tell. One is the domestic market entry level products you can try with low investment. Once you get confident, you can go into the area of industrial rubber products, non-critical industries. Then you can get into this high-tech defense and other things. And I feel this is very much it is doable because we had done it. My father, coming from a non is a not even with the hand, you have to give the power, give the compression. So now we employ around 300 people. I think in the presentation, what you see is our unit. So we are employing around 300 people, and we are supplying to all sort of industries. Even we are supplying to components for submarines, oil and gas, automotive, mining, flow control, agriculture. So the opportunities are endless. And if you look at rubber in everyday life, you'll find rubber from right from the shoes you wear or the chappals you wear. There are endless opportunities where there is opportunities. So that is about the marketing challenges. See, marketing, I cannot tell it as a challenge. If you think it's a big challenge, oh, take that challenge, and the main challenge is how to reach out different people. If you're looking at the local market, need so that's a local level market. So where you have to go, take your car, bike, go reach people, talk to them, get information, and then supply what is required. So that is the kind of marketing effort you will do. But when you get into industries, then you should have these kind of quality certifications and all these things. That will be our marketing tool to get into this industrial level supply. So that marketing, then you need to again, go with those kind of backup certifications, which will help you to market your products. So certifications and quality standards are very essential for that. And for this thing, rubber board will be of a big help. How to get these certifications done, how to make these quality compounds. So that is also very critical. And another thing is about these diversifications. So even if you start a rubber industry, you should have different kind of range of products. So then only, if there is a slack in one industry, be an opportunity in another industry. Suppose you keep on only make rubber chappals, and if the market for rubber chappals is down because of, say, example, rainy season or something else, then we should have another other industry where agriculture or something else, doormats, where you can use the same machine to produce those. So that diversification is also important once you start. So major thing is you should start. Once you start, you will get different ideas how to do it, because you already taken the plunge. So you will swim. It is like jumping into the river. These swimming coaches, first they throw these kids into the pool, then you will automatically learn. I think now these opportunities and challenges and all, you will discover yourself how those things can be done. uh, so in this the presentation, madam, can you just move the pages? I just wanted to show them a few okay. Hello.
Hello, carry on, Mr. Kannan. Shall we share your slide?
Yeah, we can just go through the slide so that can you go to the next one, please? So yeah, these are some of the certifications and all which we have. That just shows raw material storage area in a factory. Next one, please. This is how again mixing unit and how to arrange different chemical automatic chemical weighing systems. Next one, please. This is basically a mixing mill, where you mix the compound. So I always compare these mixing technology as a mother's kitchen. This is where you incorporate different chemicals. That is where the expertise come, where rubber board could be of big help. So this is one heart of a rubber unit. So, but when you are starting a small unit, you don't need to have a mixing mill in house. you can start just by having a molding machine, then invest because there are people who sell only compounds. Different compounds can be, you can buy these compounds and just manufacture it. So this could be something which you can invest on a later stage, and smaller machines are also available. So this is that mixing. So like a mother's cooking, you mix certain special ingredients to get that properties. So that's a mixing mill for a dry rubber industry, which is very important. Next slide, please, ma'am. So these are the labs and all, where you test different components for tensile, elongation, rheometers, and all these things. So these things can be established on a stage. So we okay, that shows our different tools. So you have to develop different tools to make different products. So then you have to stock it when it is not in use. So that is that facility which is shown in this photograph. Then regarding these in-house facilities, I think the slide before this, ma'am. Okay, this is a different thing. Yeah, in-house facility. Yeah. So yeah, next one. Next one. Yeah. See, tool design. How to design a tool. All these things. There's a which will be required on a later stage, but when you start off, you don't need this. In our thing, we design certain things. We make the next slide, please. So those things are required. That's a tool room, where we make using CNCs and ordinary machines, different tools which are required. So another point, and I'll just explain you. When you start an industry, you should look out for who could be your partners. See, one is a technology partner. So that could be rubber board. They will guide you how to do this certain things. Then you need in industries, allied industries near you who can make a tooling for you, who can do your main. Then you could be do your transportation, maybe even packing. You can hire people to pack. So that will bring down your cost. Having everything in house is good, but initial stages that is going to be difficult. So when you start an industry, you should make friends with all these kind of allied industries in your area. So instead of you investing on a lathe machine, somebody else, they'll make some components for you, a tool, so you don't have to invest on a tool room. So and mixing again, somebody there could be a mixing unit where you can buy the compound, so you don't have to invest on a mixing mill. So as I mentioned, you don't need to invest in these kind of machineries or anything. So next slide, please. Next one, this we already seen. So these are some processes, where there are components which are made with rubber and metal, both bonded together. So this is the way, where we blast the surface to clean it, to bond it with rubber. These are all in the next level things. I'm just showing you this. Next one, please. Again, that's an automatic sandblasting machine. And yeah, next one, please, ma'am. So these are basically the hydraulic presses. These presses are varying in sizes. The plate sizes. So in our factory, we have from 3.8 meter wide by 3.8 meter to even 12-inch by 12-inch. So this photograph shows the different range of hydraulic presses. So what I was suggesting you is that you can invest on one or two machines, smaller machines like this, and start a rubber industry. So this is just to give you an idea of what I am talking about. Next one, please. Yeah, this is a big press which I was talking about. This is actually India's biggest hydraulic press. It's a 3.8 meter by 3.8 meter, the size of that. So just for your information, this is a big press we are using to make our products for ISRO. The rocket seals and all, which I told about. This is all manufactured using this machine. So this machine has done a lot of good for our nation. Next one, please. Again, in rubber, dry rubber, it's not only molding. There is some autoclaving method. So what you see in this picture, that tube, inside you see a white color. So that white color is actually rubber. It's a special kind of rubber. And that tube, what you see, that is actually a missile motor. Motor means tube, then you line it with a special rubber, then you fill this solid propellant, just like our Diwali rockets. You fill it in the paper tube. Similarly, missile is also similar. There is a tube which is made of metal. You line it with rubber and put the solid propellant and give the fire, and then it will go up. So it's all simple technology. So there is no rocket science in rocket science. When you chop it down to smaller things, this is one of the components of missiles. So this also can be done. So we are doing this. Next one, please, ma'am. Okay, again, this we are also into a little bit of plastics, so that shows one of a plastic injection molding machine. Yeah. Next one, please. Okay, this is a horizontal injection molding rubber machine, which is a very high productive item. So this machine is particularly used for making O-rings and all. So we have some clients, where they require 1 lakh O-ring per day. So using a small machine, it is very difficult, or a compression machine, very difficult to make that kind of quantity. So we have invested in this in a horizontal injection molding machine, where up to 1 lakh pieces of O-rings can be made. So that's a special machine. All these things, you can attempt as you, graduate in your career. Next one, please. Again, okay, yeah. Next one, please. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Again, these are again, more sophisticated endurance testing machines and all. Endurance testing machine is a machine. Suppose you make a rubber bush for railway, and that bush will be inside your railway coaches, and a lot of vibrations and all these things will be taking in their entire life. Maybe it will go through 10 million, pushing and pulling, 100 million cycles. So to test those kind of elements before it goes into the use in the on the actual machine or the vehicle itself, you can test it in these kind of endurance testing machine. So these are all more sophisticated stuff, which you can obviously attempt once you reach that level. So that's a endurance testing machine which predicts the life of a component before even fitting in the actual part. Again, this is a different kind of machine. It's called a transfer molding machine. So this is in between compression molding and injection molding. Here, you put the rubber on top cavity and just push it down, so it will spread. So it's again a specific molding machine. Yeah. Next one, please. Again, this is automatic O-ring inspection system. When you make 1 lakh O-rings a day, with your eyes, you cannot segregate these O-rings. So we have a machine where you just put these O-rings in this, and by video measuring, they will find out which is good and bad. So it will automatically segregate good and bad and give you the things, and also count it. So afterwards, you don't need to count it. They will tell, okay, you have 1,20,000 good and maybe 100 numbers bad. They will segregate and give. So that's all stuff which you might require in the future. Next one, please. Ma'am, next one, please. Next one. Yeah, this is all departments. They do the in-house QC. They check, because once you make the product, you have to check and verify before sending to the customer. So that is our quality assurance department. Next one. And trimming department. Any rubber products, you make it, there will be some extra rubber on the sides. So you can either trim it by a grinder, or using a scissors, you can cut it off, or a blade you can use. So I think this picture shows how we trim it using a roller, a pneumatic grinder. Yeah. Again, next one is we show how we pack it. So for export, this is one of the export shipments where we make a metallic crate, load the products, and using a shrink wrap, we mold it, cover it, and these kind of crates are put in the 20-footer or 40-footer containers and ship it overseas. So that is something, packing and dispatch, how we do. Next one, please. we have our own maintenance department. Since we have some 60 to 70 different hydraulic presses and other mixing mills, department who does the maintenance. So that is also in-house, which is an advantage because we don't have to depend on outside. So these things can be established as we graduate. So yeah, we have an in-house maintenance department. Next one, please. Again, that shows some of the products which we do for defense, aerospace, submarines, things for the military tanks. Just some pictures. It's too difficult to explain each and every one of them, but some of the components. Next one, please. Again, some oil and gas consumable products which we manufacture. Next one, please. Again, same category of products. Again, this is for flow control, butterfly valves, right from 1 inch to 118 inch. The picture on the right top, that shows a big component which we make on our big hydraulic press. And in that picture, you can see Dr. Radhakrishnan, former ISRO chairman, after the success of the Mangalyaan mission, in fact, yeah, I forgot to mention, we were part of the Chandrayaan mission, Mangalyaan mission. So where our components are actually even flown to Mars. So after that success, he came to a factory to inaugurate a facility. So he was seeing one of the big valve seats. That's the world's largest butterfly valve seat. In fact, that was being supplied to Chinese nuclear power reactor. It's a 118-inch big valve seat. So he's just seeing that. That's a photograph of that. Please. Again, some general products for heavy automotive. Next one. Next one, please. Yeah, this is again, different bushes and all for automotive. Next one, please. Again, bushes for, yeah. Next one. Next one, please. Okay, different tests. Next one, please. Next one. Next one. Again, some critical components. This one, maybe I'll tell about this. This is a tile which is put on top of the submarines to make it stealthy. Stealth means when a submarine goes, the sound should not come from the submarine outside, or any outside sound should not get reflected from the submarine. So this is a special tile called the anechoic tile to make it stealthy or invisible. So that's a very critical technology which we are doing. And as we speak, also we are manufacturing these for our Indian submarines, which we are very proud of. Next one, please. Some general items like the door mats. These are some of the things which you can start your career with. Door mats. Each and every house or things require a doormat. So you can start even manufacturing door mats. And I think Baba Board has a lot of information on this, how to make, and so this is easily sold also, and also export also has a big market. In Kerala, I think we have around 200 exporters just doing these mats. I think each day from Kerala, some 50 containers are going into Europe and USA. Yeah, next one, please. Next one, please. Oh, yeah. Next one. Okay, this is the product which I was talking about, Flex Seal. This is a S200 Flex Seal, which is for the biggest GSLV rockets. So we have just given a photograph of that, and that is ISRO chairman again, when he came for the inauguration. So this we had been supplying for the last 10 years, and even the forthcoming Gaganyaan mission, even for that, our components will be flying. Next one, please. As I mentioned, I think in this I have mentioned 18 different Flex Seals for the missile industry. Now that number has gone up to 21. We make for 21 different missiles, Indian missiles, the same components. And again, I can proudly tell, without our components, none of our missiles can take off. So that's the kind of responsibility we are taking on our shoulders to make sure that the Indian defense, everything is in the right place, and everything is supplied to the best quality. Next one, please. Okay, again, that shows another flex recently molded. Actually, this has been identified to go into for the Gaganyaan mission. So that's a special one. So that's why we have shown that photograph. Okay, next one, please. Again, some different critical components for ISRO. Next one, please.
Excuse me, your audio is not clear. Some people are saying. Can you please?
Okay, is it better now?
For me, it's okay. Some participants maybe from there and maybe some problem. I think here it's okay.
Okay. I'll go a little slow. Okay, again, this one shows again a rocket component which we make. Next one, please. Okay, these are all. So this picture shows where our flex seals are fitted. So yeah. So next slide, please. So other than rubber, we also make carbon composite. That means carbon fiber, with using carbon fiber or carbon fabric. We make components, and that is used to reduce the weight. So especially in aerospace and defense industry, the weight reduction is very critical. When a rocket is being lifted off from Earth, to lift off 1 kg of matter, the cost is around $30,000. So roughly 21 lakhs. So if you reduce 1 kg of a rocket, you are actually saving 21 lakhs. So we are invested in this technology to reduce or convert metallic components to carbon composite, where the cost of these rockets can be reduced. So next slide, please. Again, this is some other things, which we have diversified. So using our same rubber machines, we can make other things also. So in the picture, what you see is a ceramic tile. It's not a ceramic tile what we use in your bathrooms or in the kitchens. So this is a special ceramic tile which are laid on the incoming rockets or modules which goes to space and come back. So I think you must be aware of this lady, Kalpana Chawla. So she was one of our Indian astronaut, not Indian astronaut, US astronaut, Indian-born astronaut who lost her life because one of the tile which protects the incoming module got dislodged, and she got vaporized. So the tile which we have actually developed for ISRO, this is for our human in space program. This can withstand temperatures up to 3000 degrees centigrade. So when the rockets come back from space, no metal can withstand that kind of temperature. So these kind of tiles will be laid on the outer surface of the module to protect it from the high heat. So again, this is a very critical component which we have developed for ISRO and is already tried. The picture on the left shows that module which came, which was tested, and it fell in the Arabian Sea, and it was all good. So now human beings are going to, Indians are going to sit in this, I think another 3 or 4 years, and they will be, so we will be protecting their life. So that will be again a special day for us. So that is, it's called a ablative tile. As you can see, ablative. You can Google for more uses of ablative tile. So we make ablative tiles also, and these are also made using the same rubber molding machine. But put rubber and press it, or a ceramic, these things can be made. So there are multiple use. Suppose if there is no use for order for rubber, we can actually mold even other components. For example, in Tamil Nadu, this coconut fiber, coconut pith is available. So your rubber molding machines can be used. You can use coconut fiber and pith You can put in the make a cavity and then compress it. Then you can make that brick. So that brick can either be sold as a manure, or if you put some resin, it can be even made like a agent, and then it can be made like a flooring also. So rubber machine has versatile use. So that is also again one more reason why to invest on rubber machinery or start a rubber industry. You can do different things. Next one, please. It shows some of the components which we have supplied for our aircraft carrier, very very critical components, which was only made in this aircraft carrier is Vikramaditya, which we bought from Russia. And it was they were charging some 1 crore rupees or something for that bushing. We developed it for like 2 lakh. So big savings. Next one, please. Again, carbon composite components. Again, these components, even if it is carbon fiber, this can be made using our same compression molding machines. So multiple rubber molding machine. So these are components which we made for the Navy, lightweight because it has to carry it on a helicopter, which is used to find submarines in the sea. Anyway, next one, please. Again, these components are also made of carbon composite, but made using a rubber molding machine. This is all missile components, adapter blast tube, which is called, used inside the missile. Next one, please. Again, this is a submarine component, and what we did, this was not a manufacturing, this was a repair. What you see in the top left is a Russian transducer, it is called. It was old, so we repaired it by changing the rubber and doing some electronic repair. And in one submarine, there are 504 elements. So the cost of Russian component was 18 lakhs, and we did the job for 82,000. So the saving in one submarine was around 85 crores of rupees for Indian government we could save just by being innovative. So that is something which we are really keen on doing further also. Next one, please. Some of the awards we got. Next one, please. Okay, this is a paper cutting from where when our components were flown in that Mangalyaan mission, and Chandrayaan, some paper cuttings. So we have just put that. So these are all inspiration for you guys also to try out something like this in the future. So our village name is Iringalakuda. Iringalakuda seals on Mars orbiter. So that was the caption which they had given. Yeah. Next one, please. Again, some of things what we do. We have a MOU with the French submarine manufacturer to supply components for them. It's called the DCNS. India has 6 French submarines. So we are the identified partners to manufacture the rubber components for the upkeep of these submarines for the next 20 years or so. It's called the Scorpion class submarines made in India by the French. So that's a picture for that. Next one, please. I'm just showing how you should do a good packing. This is also one advice. When you make a product, packing is also very important. If you do a very shabby packing, people will not appreciate. So when you manufacture, we try to sell it in very good containers and all. So customer is always happy. See, that's how where they are beating us. Their packing is so good. Even if the thing inside is bad, the packing is so good, we all buy it. So manufacturing, you should be very careful with the packing also. That is maybe a small but very important advice I will give you. Whatever you make, pack it properly and give the customer. They'll be super happy. Next one, please. Okay, we have some advisors, so the biggest disadvantage for myself was, I never got a chance to work outside. Just like my father who started in industry, I also joined my father. So this is my first job and probably my last job. So we lack the experience of the outside world. And even though I'm giving you advice, maybe I'm not the correct person even to give you advice because I never worked outside. So it's always good to get advisors from outside. So he in the picture he's Vice Admiral K.R. Nair. He was the number 3 in the Navy, and so we asked for his support to give some advice, and so now he's our advisor, giving us very top level advice how to manage the whole scenario situation. So this we are really really lucky to have somebody like him to give us advices. Everybody needs somebody to look up to. So when you are the boss, sometimes you don't have anybody on your top, so you get lost. So it's always good somebody to advise you. So it could be your friend, it could be your teacher, somebody should be there. So in an industry level, always get advisors. You should be always ready to learn from other people. So that is something which we are always now trying to learn from others. Next one, please, ma'am. He was with who's advising us. Next one, please. Another person who is retired from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. And this is Dr. Rani Joseph. She is again a big patron of rubber industry. She's also very well known to most of you here. And she is having a big ocean of knowledge. Anything and everything in rubber, you can actually consult her. I must say she's like a godmother to this rubber industry. So I think all the participants should note her name as well, because any troubles you can always get help from her. Very very nice human being also. Yeah. Next one, please. Another person who has experience in this nanotechnologies and all. She's also helping us in technical consultancies. Yes. Next one, please. Oh, we have another consultant in Australia. So that's that lady, Patricia Verma. Next one, please. And that's our team. That's my father who started, Mr. Sajindranath. And we have Mr. Shabrinath, who's our executive director. So he's like my brother, but he joined my father before me. So now we are all one team. So next is me. I take care of the sales and marketing. And the last one, my brother, Prashant, he's the production. So we are the team which mainly manages Vajra, but the team at large is our workers, right from the sweeper to the top management. That makes the real team. Since I cannot show the whole picture, so that's the 4 people I can introduce you to. Next one, please. Yeah, that's again, the factory layout. Yeah, that's again our team. Next one, please. Yeah. So this is something which my tell, basic ethics and personal integrity supersedes anything else in Vajra. See, integrity, ethics, that's the most important thing in business. There are many ways of making rubber or making money, but if you lose your integrity and ethics, one day or the other, you will have an issue. So that will be another small advice which I will give you. I think that's what I have for you. Thanks for the time. Any questions, and I'm ready to take.
Okay, please ask any questions. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you.
You are making the country proud.
Okay, please one at a time, please. Others, please mute your. Any specific questions? If anybody have, otherwise we can manage.
Hello, Kannan sir.
Yeah.
Sir, myself, Jibin John from John Traders LLC. Sir, what is the biggest challenge you are facing in these COVID-19 times?
Biggest challenge was the government. I think now we have reached a stage, where shutdown or that's not a criteria. See, now we are all fearful. If one person catches COVID, you are supposed to close down the whole factory. I think we should all stand up and tell that's not required. Maybe we can one day do the basic things, and then we should be allowed to move on. That is the only thing. Otherwise, COVID has actually proved to be very positive for me, as I mentioned. Our business has actually taken off because of the issues, anti-China sentiments and all. Business has actually for us. So actually there is no, but now I'm in a situation where if there is a shutdown, I'm worried whether I will be able to deliver the things to the customer. Because last 2 weeks ago, around our area, there was a shutdown. So we could not get people to work on time. So we could only do it in 60-70% efficiency. Even though government has given us a special this thing to work, open the factory, but if people are not able to come, that is a challenge. So I think we should all write to the government authorities, because this is not the way to manage the COVID situation. It will be there. We have to live with it for the next 1.5 years, and shutting down for 14 days, sending people into quarantine and all, that's not a way to do it. So that is the only challenge I face during COVID.
Okay, thank you. Good session, sir. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
We're here.
Yeah.
I'm from Palakkad. I would like to ask, is it possible to share your contact number for them?
Yeah, I think it's already in the presentation. I can tell you now also, 944
Okay.
70
Okay.
20
Okay.
547.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Mazur, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. First of all, thank you for your best positive thoughts. I think the most problem here is mixing. Mixing is too expensive in rubber industry.
Correct. To start with, yes.
Yes. How we can survive this to begin a small industry, sir?
See, that's what once you there are many places who mixes and gives you ready-made compound. Okay. So you have to identify industries like that near you. And see, for example, my industry, there are people who come to us, they buy the compound, maybe 50 kg, 100 kg, go. So if you are in my area, I don't know where you are from. So like that,
I am from Malappuram.
Malappuram. I think Malappuram also there are industries. I don't know whether they give it out to other people. But if you are in my area, എനിക്ക് തരാൻ പറ്റും കോമ്പൗണ്ട്സ്.
ഓക്കെ സാറേ, അത് ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നത് എന്താ വെച്ചാല്, പിന്നെ ഇപ്പോ ഒരു ചെറിയ ബിസിനസ് സ്കെയിൽ തുടങ്ങുകയെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഓൺലി പ്രസ്സിംഗ് മെഷീൻ വെച്ച് മാത്രം തുടങ്ങാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്.
പറ്റും. അതാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്, അങ്ങനെ പറ്റും. അപ്പൊ അതിനാണ് പറയുന്നത്, നമ്മൾ ആദ്യമേ തന്നെ ഇതിന് പറ്റിയ നിങ്ങൾ പൈസ അറിയണേക്കാളും മുന്നേ ആർക്കൊക്കെ നമ്മളെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പൊ മിക്സിംഗിന്റെ ഒരാൾ വേണം. അപ്പം ആരെങ്കിലും കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുക. ഇപ്പൊ ഞാനെന്നല്ല പറയണത്, ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഏരിയയിൽ ഇതുപോലെ റബ്ബർ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി ഉണ്ട്.
നമ്മളെ ഏരിയയിൽ ഒരു 10 കിലോമീറ്ററിനകത്ത് ഈ ടയറിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളത് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നവരുണ്ട്. അതായത് ടയറിന്റെ റബ്ബറിന്റെ ആളുകള്.
അതെ. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഇപ്പൊ ആ ത്രെഡ് റബ്ബറിന്റെ കോമ്പൗണ്ട് തന്നെ വെച്ചിട്ട് വേണമെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ പറഞ്ഞ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, മിക്സിയുടെ ബുഷുകള് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫ്ലഷ് ടാങ്കിന്റെ ചെറിയ വാഷറുകള്, ഇതൊക്കെ അത് വെച്ച് തന്നെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റും. നാച്ചുറൽ റബ്ബർ വെച്ച് തന്നെ.
ഓട്ടോമോട്ടീവ് മറ്റേ ഈ മഹീന്ദ്ര നിസാന്റെ ഒക്കെ റബ്ബർ ബുഷ് വരുന്നില്ല, ലീഫിന്റെ സ്പ്രിങ്ങിന്റെ ഇടയിലൊക്കെ വരുന്ന ലീഫ് സ്പ്രിങ്ങിന്റെ ഇടയിലൊക്കെ വരുന്നുണ്ടല്ലേ. ഇപ്പൊ ഗ്രീസ് അടിക്കുന്നതിന് പകരം ഇപ്പം റബ്ബർ ബുഷ് ആണല്ലോ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്.
അത് ബമ്പറുകൾ അതും ഏകദേശം ഈ റബ്ബർ ത്രെഡ് റബ്ബറിന്റെ ഒക്കെ നല്ല കോമ്പൗണ്ട് ആണെങ്കിൽ അത് വെച്ച് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റും. പക്ഷെ അതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യണം. ഇപ്പം റബ്ബർ ബോണ്ടിനൊക്കെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും ഏകദേശം എങ്ങനത്തെ റബ്ബർ ആണെന്നുള്ളത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇന്ന ഫോർമുലേഷൻ എന്നുള്ളത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ പറ്റും. റബ്ബർ ബോർഡിനൊക്കെ ഹെൽപ്പ് തരാൻ പറ്റും. എന്നിട്ട് ആ ഫോർമുലേഷൻ ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങളുടെ അടുത്തുള്ള ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ കൊടുത്തിട്ട് അതേപോലെ അടിച്ചു തരാൻ അവർക്ക് ഒരു സാധ്യത ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവരെ നിന്ന് മേടിക്കാം.
പക്ഷെ അപ്പൊ ഇത് മിക്സിംഗ് വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് നല്ലോണം ആളുകൾ ഇല്ലാത്ത ഏരിയയിലേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ എന്നർത്ഥം.
മിക്സിംഗ് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി ഉള്ള കുറച്ചുകൂടി വലിയൊരു ഇൻഡസ്ട്രി ഉണ്ട്, അവർക്ക് നിങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു സന്നദ്ധത ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എളുപ്പമായിരിക്കും.
അല്ല അതൊക്കെ. അതോടൊപ്പം പിന്നെ വേറെ കാര്യം, ഇന്നലത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ കേട്ടു. പക്ഷെ ഈ ഹാർഡ് റബ്ബർ അതിൽ ഡ്രൈഡ് റബ്ബർ ആകുന്ന സമയത്താണ്, ഡ്രൈഡ് റബ്ബറിലേക്ക് കാർബൺ മിക്സ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് കൂടുതൽ പുറത്തേക്ക് വേസ്റ്റും കാര്യങ്ങളും അതിന്റെ പൊടിയും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ വരുന്നത് ഇന്നലത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ കേട്ടു. അപ്പം ഇത് ലാറ്റക്സുമായിട്ട്, അതായത് ആ ലിക്വിഡ് ഫോർമാറ്റിലുള്ളതിലേക്ക് ഡയറക്റ്റ് അടിച്ച് കയറ്റുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇത്ര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. അതിന്റെ ഫോർമുലേഷൻ എനിക്കറിയില്ല. എങ്കിലും ഞാൻ എന്റെ
Kannan, he's saying about latex carbon black master batch, the latest technology. It is not being implemented, it's in pipeline only.
അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ കൂടുതൽ എളുപ്പമാവുമോ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് സാറിനോട് സാറിന്റെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിൽ നിന്നാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. കാരണം അതിലേക്കാകുമ്പോൾ ലിക്വിഡിലേക്ക് നമ്മളൊരു പൗഡർ അടിച്ച് കയറ്റുമ്പോൾ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ഈസി ആണല്ലോ. ഏതായാലും നമ്മളൊരു വെള്ളത്തിലേക്ക് പിണ്ണാക്ക് കലക്കുന്ന പോലെ.
അതെ അത് എളുപ്പമാണ്. പക്ഷെ അത് ഇനിയും അത് കുറച്ചുകൂടി സക്സസ് ആക്കി എടുക്കാനുണ്ട്, മാസ്റ്റർ ബാച്ചുകൾ അങ്ങനത്തെ ഉള്ളത്. അപ്പൊ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ഇതിൽ ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ തുടങ്ങുമ്പം നിങ്ങൾ അതിലേക്ക് നോക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ച് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിരിക്കും.
അല്ല ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചെന്നുള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പൊ ഓൺലി പ്രസ് മാത്രം വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ചെറിയൊരു പരിപാടി തുടങ്ങാനാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്.
അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ പുറത്തുനിന്ന് കോമ്പൗണ്ട് വാങ്ങിച്ചിട്ട് ചെയ്യണയാണ് ഏറ്റവും ഉത്തമമായിരിക്കും.
അതിന് അങ്ങനത്തെ ഈ ചെറിയ ഇതാവുമ്പോ വലിയ പിന്നെ പൊല്യൂഷന്റെ പ്രശ്നം വരുന്നില്ലല്ലോ.
പ്രസ് അവിടെ ഒരു പൊല്യൂഷൻ, സീറോ പൊല്യൂഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും അങ്ങനെയുള്ളതാണെങ്കിൽ. നിങ്ങൾ കോമ്പൗണ്ട് വേറൊരു യൂണിറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് മേടിക്കണം. ആ യൂണിറ്റിന് പൊല്യൂഷൻ കൺട്രോളും ഈ ഡസ്റ്റ് സക്ക് ചെയ്ത് കളയാനുള്ള സിസ്റ്റങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒന്നുമില്ല, അവിടെ തൊട്ടപ്പുറത്ത് ഒരു ബ്രെഡ് ഉണ്ടാക്കണ ലാഘവത്തോട് ചെയ്യാം നമുക്ക്.
എന്താ ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടില് കേരളത്തിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു പരിപാടി തുടങ്ങുമ്പോ അപ്പേക്ക് കൊടി പിടിച്ചിട്ട് വരാനും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനെ നിർത്തിക്കാനുള്ള സംവിധാനം, അപ്പേക്ക് നമ്മളെ ക്യാഷ് പോയി പോകുന്നുള്ളൊരു ഒരു പേടി എല്ലാവരുടെ മനസ്സിലുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞത്.
ഇത് ഈ ഒരു പ്രസ് മാത്രമായിട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, നമ്മളൊരു ബ്രെഡ് ബേക്ക് ചെയ്യണ അതേ ഒരു ഇതിലോടുകൂടി ചെയ്യാം. അതിന് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ദുർമണങ്ങളോ ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടാക്കണ ഒരു സംഭവങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല.
ഓക്കെ.